solving this problem by hand, noticing that we have a quadratic expression on the left and a quadratic expression on the right. The main thing to do with quadratics is to gather all the terms to one side. So let's go ahead and multiply through. We're going to FOIL this. First times the first is x squared. We have negative 3x and a positive 2x. That's a negative 1x. Minus 6. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And if we multiply x minus 3 by itself, so we're squaring x minus 3, it's not just x squared plus 9 or x squared minus 9. You've got to make sure you FOIL it. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then minus 3x again, so we get a minus 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So now what we see is we want to gather all the terms to the, let's say we gather all the terms to the left side. So if we're going to move the terms from the right to the left, we're going to be subtracting x squared. And when we subtract x squared from the right, we have to subtract it from the left. We're going to add 6x to the right side, so we're going to add 6x to the left, noticing that I'm lining up the like terms on the left-hand side. It makes it easier for me to do my math. And then if I have a plus 9 on the right, I'm going to make sure I subtract 9 from both sides. Doing all of this on the right-hand side gives us 0 on the right. That's a nice thing to have, because then it makes everything a little bit easier. So we got lucky here. The x squared's canceled out. So we only have linear terms left. So we have 6x minus x, that's 5x. Or I should say we only have a linear equation now. We don't have a quadratic equation anymore. Negative 6 minus 9 is negative 15. So by subtracting all this stuff from one side, we see that now we just have a linear equation, and to solve a linear equation, then we're going to go ahead and solve for x. Negative 15 and positive 15 cancel each other out, and on the left-hand side we get 5x. On the right-hand side we get 15, and then by dividing both sides by 5, we finally get the x by itself, and we get x is equal to 3. So if we want to, we can replace x with 3 in the original equation, and when we do that, we can see that we have 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 5 times 3 minus 3, so 5 times 0 equals 0 squared. So 0 equals 0, that checks out. So we solve the equation by hand. Let's go ahead and solve it on the graphing calculator. And again, the left side is going to be the y1, and let's go ahead and clear out both of the ones from the problem before. Left side equals y1, and the y1 is x plus 2 times x minus 3. The y2 is x minus 3 squared. So we type in x minus 3 squared. Now we just set the y1 equal to the y2. Always do zoom 6 first for the standard viewing window. So we like I said, we have two quadratic expressions on one quadratic expression on each side, and we see, where do we see that the red crosses the blue? Well, we see that happens right there, and we're gonna type in second calculate, second trace, and when you hit the second key first, you access the blue feature, and that's calc for calculate. And what do we want to calculate? We want to calculate the intersection. And the first curve is the blue one, so enter. The second curve is the red one. The cursor is on the red one now, enter. And then, since we only see one point of intersection, we can move that cursor anywhere we want. And it jumps it right down there to when x is equal to 3, the two graphs cross. The two graphs intersect. So we have when x is equal to 3, that confirms x equals 3, and so we're done.